everyone, or to the one person that is watching this, hello. This is my first YouTube video. This is going to be an everyday makeup tutorial for people who maybe don't have a lot of makeup, maybe don't have the best tools, or they're not too good at makeup, they're not experts, or just people who have a tight budget on makeup or limited time. This is basically what I would call my anybody can do this makeup tutorial. First, I would start off with my moisturizer because that's what I always do after I wash my face. This is the Burt's Bees Daily Moisturizing Cream for sensitive skin. You just do what works for you. So really you don't need that, just any moisturizer will work for you. I've already washed my hands. You should always wash your hands before you put on your makeup. Alright. I normally only take a tiny bit on my forehead because I get oily, so I just will rub whatever's left there. As we'll go through and we'll see each step, you'll see that it's not a lot of makeup. It's not hard to do, so anybody can do this. So if you're feeling discouraged about wearing makeup, don't worry about it. This look is really killer. So first, I have my beauty blender. I got this at Walmart. It's an e.l.f. one for like literally $3, but if you don't have a beauty blender, you can use a brush like this. Or before I had tools, before I invested in that.
It's not even an investment. I just don't like spending money, especially on makeup.
So before I got a beauty blender, I used my fingers. Normally, I wouldn't really recommend that, especially since this
was literally $3.
But if you're in a pinch, you can blend things out with your fingers. So you want to start by getting this wet, and you know it's wet enough if it like doubles in size. Like it should be significantly bigger if you got it wet enough. And then I take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Some people like this, some people don't. I like it. In the shade 5 is my shade, and this is a little bit light for my skin tone, and I don't wear foundation. I don't do foundation. Oh, and also, sometimes I prime with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. If I'm like planning on actually wearing this out, we can't leave right now for the you know what, but if I'm wearing this out, if I'm going to be busy, I wear this on stage. This is my I know I'm going to be sweating, needing to keep this makeup on, that's what I use this. But for today, we're just not going to go there. I try to keep it as light as possible. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to go under my eyes, and then I do one down my nose, chin, and then a little bit on the forehead. Okay? I know it'll look crazy for now, but just blend it. We're gonna blend it out, okay? And then I might need more of that later, so I just keep it on hand, so I'm gonna blend this out really quick. Now, if you're worried about using the beauty blender, you're like, I don't know how to use that. I just go in. First, I sweep it out like this. I get it to cover the area I need, and then I just pat, 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 drag, pat, and really keep blending until it's looking how you want it. I would say makeup is trial and error, really finding out what works for you, what you like to do, what methods you like, what methods don't work for you. Just really taking time to explore and test everything out before you find what really works for you. I learn new things all the time. I'll take some of this on my eyelids. I don't prime my eyes, I just go in there and blend it out. Now, I have the second color. This is more like my skin tone. This is what I would do for foundation, I guess. This is in 10, and for that, normally I just take it on the rest of my cheeks, the rest of my forehead, and I'll just blend that in with the other color. So at the end of the day, your whole face is covered with product. I have just found that skipping the foundation and just using a concealer is more light, more natural, and less hard on your skin than doing a foundation and then a concealer. But of course, it's up to you and your preference. Okay, so at this point, we move on to powder. If you have a blush or a contour that's cream, you would want to go in with that at this point. But I'm pretty much done with my liquid products, so I'm going to go in with powder. I have, to go with the concealer, the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 10. I've heard a lot of good reviews about this as far as drugstore powders go. So you just want to, hold on, you're going to close it up, shake it around to get your product in the lid. Alright, so we've got some product in the lid here, we've got some, alright, and this has recently switched up for me a bit. I used to go in with the brush and get it in there and rub it all over my face, but lately I found that I didn't really like how that looked. It looked a little cakey, it looked a little heavy, and then I was watching a tutorial and I saw someone go in with their powder with their beauty blender, and so lately that's just what I do. I'll take my still wet beauty blender, I'll just press it in there, and then I'll go in and I'll just press it in until it's all into the skin, like so. And I like that. I think it works really well for me. So that's something you can do. Or if you're not ready for that, just go in with your brush. Some people will only set their under eyes or only their T-zone. I do the whole face. Alright, so then we have our base done. You should be seeing an even skin tone. You should look all one color, imperfections covered up, really nice and smooth. I would primarily go in with brows. I have this e.l.f. brow pencil. I'm not really too particular about what goes in my brows. It has to have a spoolie. I love the spoolie. And then this, I don't do a pomade. I would just do either a pencil like this, or I will go in and I will do, I can't find mine, I lost it, but like a tinted brow gel, like where it's just a spoolie and you just rake the color through your eyebrows and it looks good, and that's what I like, or sometimes I just use this. If you're someone who doesn't really have a lot of brow, it might look different for you. I have a full brow here, so I don't really do a lot. So what I'll do is I will go through and I'll just comb them with the spoolie, and then I will lightly add a couple strokes of this pencil.
Just comb them like so. Alright, so they'll be combed, and then what I'll do is I'll just push this up, and then I will just add a couple strokes. And I'm not pressing hard. And then once I've done that, I'll just comb through them again.
Then you can see the difference in brows. It's not really too substantial. Like I said, I have a big bold brow, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I just like the definition that it gives, the extra shaping help.